Everyone who studies Latin should learn at least the basics of pronunciation, but how much effort you put into it will depend on what you want to do with Latin. For example, if your sole interest is in reading Latin, then this crash course is perfect for you. One curious aspect about Latin pronunciation is that, since it's a dead language, you're free to choose which era's pronunciation you would like to speak. However, this video will present classic Latin pronunciation, which has come to be the standard pronunciation that people learn. For English speakers, the pronunciation is fairly easy to master, because the only sound outside of English phonology is the trilled R, just like the Spanish r, and some people just use a regular R. I have a quick and easy video on how to trill your R. There's a link in the top right corner or in the description. The only other difference in the consonants is the letters C and G, which always have a hard pronunciation, like cat and go. And the letter V is pronounced like a W, so it's weni weedy wiki. This means all of our effort needs to go into the vowels. Each vowel has two pronunciations, a short and a long version, and these are often differentiated by putting a macron, or line, over the long version. Now, the vowels might seem a little confusing at first because English went through the great vowel shift, and we now pronounce the letters for vowels a little differently than some of the other European languages. So we'll go through them one by one. The easiest is probably the O, because the long version is pronounced just like the letter O. The short version is pronounced like off. A good word to practice with is octo, which means 8. Say octo. As you can see, the vowels are referred to as short and long, but they're really more different than just the short and long sound. For the U's, the long is like rude, and the short is like put. Rude and put. A good practice word is unus, which means one. Unus. A lot of words end in us in Latin, so learn that word well. The I might prove a little troublesome, because the long version is pronounced just like the letter E. The short version, though, rhymes with sit. A good practice word is scribit, which means he or she writes. Scribit. One note about this vowel is that when it is sandwiched between two vowels, or is at the beginning of a word followed by a vowel, it is pronounced like a Y. The name Jupiter in Latin is written Jupiter. And the long version of the E is another difficult one because it's pronounced like the letter A. But if you know the numbers in Spanish, it's easy to remember that 3 in Latin is pronounced tres. The short version of E is pronounced like bet, so we can practice with bene, which means well, as in you speak Latin well. It sounds just like benefit, bene. And the long A in Latin is pronounced like the A in father, but our practice word is the word for mother, or mater. The short A is like the end of idea. Practice with the most important city for Latin, Roma. Sometimes two vowels will combine into one sound. This is known as a diphthong. When A and E combine, it's pronounced I, just like eyeball. This diphthong is used constantly in noun declension. For example, Roma becomes Romae. The only other diphthong you'll commonly see is AU. In Latin, it is like the word ouch. One aspect of consonants that is not like English are the letter combinations CH, TH, and PH. Both letters are technically supposed to be pronounced like the middle of the words brick house, hothead, and uphill. If you can manage that, congratulations, but it seems like most people just pronounce them as k, t, and p. So you can say pulcher, theatrum, and ampora. The final aspect we should learn is where to put the accent or emphasis. The accent always comes on either the second to last or third to last syllable. So obviously if the word is only 1 or 2 syllables long, the emphasis comes on the first syllable. For words of 3 or more syllables, the accent always comes on the third to last syllable unless the second to last syllable is heavy. Heavy syllables are ones with a long vowel. So for example, this word is pronounced sawete with the accent on the A. And 2 following consonants can also make the second to last syllable heavy. For example, puella and theatrum. Let's review our practice words. Octo, unus, scribit, tres, bene, mater, and Roma. Then we have I and au. And remember also that the letter V is pronounced like a W. It's weni weedy wiki. The rest of the sounds in Latin are rare, so it's not a good use of our time to practice them until we run into a word that uses them. Good luck with your studies!